Trees. Stretching my legs apparently is not something I'm good at. Trees. 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 Okay, let me adjust some levels here though. I want to be able to hear a bit more of my music. Where was I at? What was I doing? Okay, so we've got one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 4.3-ish. This one's not quite there. I remember doing this though, yeah. All right, so we were working on this guy, and yes, I was using, this is the Scoria? Scoria. Let's see, I think we were also, let's make sure this is working. I wonder if when using the stamp tool, if this will translate. I kind of hope it does. We'll have to, we'll have to guess, we'll have to try it and find out. We'll have to try it and find out. I'm excited though. So once we have this, one of the things I'm going to have to do is one of the things we'll have to do after this is also start work on the next pieces. I don't yet know, since I'm kind of using this as like a quick playground. I don't know if we're going to just like teleport to a place and build up the rest of it somewhere, or if we start up a new flat world, drop the Abbey on it, and we try to add some like layers and some hills and stuff, and we actually like build up the valley itself and then go from there. Could start up some mountains though. I don't know if that would be here or not, or maybe I save all of this as one big blueprint. That is one big blueprint. I don't know. We'll have to see. I knew I needed to make trees, so that was an easy thing to kind of focus on. Let me get back over here to this big guy. Yeah. Honest Medissus, it doesn't look too unlike a real one. They do tend to kind of look like this. I do need to get all of this connected though. No. Can't say I'm not dedicated to the cause when I'm doing this nonsense. But it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Gross. Instead, you know what we'll do is we'll do a stained glass piece right there. Yeah. I did look it up earlier today, actually, how to use the stamp tool, so that should be a pretty easy thing. Honestly, it does not look like it's that complicated. Pretty good for that. Yeah. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. Once we get everything saved, so all we have to do is we save our trees as individual blueprints, like each individual tree as a blueprint. And from there, we can pull it into a stamp brush, and that will allow us to kind of paste random rotations and different heights and stuff, all of our trees. And I think that'll come out really, really good once that happens. I might need to make another variant or two of this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if like more variants. I remember I was talking to Calvin about it on his stream, and he had mentioned that like less variants is probably better. I'm not 100% sure which way to go about it. Let's see now. I'm missing you. Got everything else. I kind of like that I can do this. Or I can trigger, like, I don't have to have it completely flat. We can do it like that. That adds a little bit of variance I enjoy. Of course, that just adds a little bit. And that might be one of those times when going outside of the standard color, going something like gray is almost always pretty safe. Light gray and gray. Like that. And what it does now in survival, it'll just pop that out. When you're not doing all the creative tweaking that I am, but also it just adds just a little bit without taking away from the color. It adds a little bit of shape. That might work. Cam, howdy. How you doing, Cam? Ames, how are you doing? Wait, how did you both end up here at the exact same time? Are you both just like watching on Ames's phone? You're good? That's good to hear. How's your Friday? I have to keep reminding myself, it is Friday. My wife has a 3-day, so, you know. You're here to bother me. You're never a bother, Ames. I'm sorry if I upset you with that meme, by the way. I just thought it was a funny meme. You're sitting on your balcony together. Are you going to ask if I'm going bald again? Last time you two were in my chat and together, that's what happened. You're not upset? Okay. That's good to hear. Ames, I don't think you've actually checked out some of my trees. Good. I don't want you to ask what's going on underneath my hat. I do notice that I'm like off my cam. There. Now like actually on my camera. You did see my... Oh, okay. You've seen my trees. Well, yeah, that's right. You've raided. Wait. From this angle, do those branches look like they're about to snap off? I'm overthinking things. I'm not going to get into that right now, or I'm going to end up rebuilding everything. Those branches don't look good? Right, from that angle. I can probably thicken these a little bit without too much work. Thank you for the cat. Quack. You just joshing me? That's okay. I do think they need to be just a little thicker. If anything, just as something as simple as... Let's take this and this. Thank you for the check-ins. I do have to get that fixed. I got to get that figured out. Now, one thing I am going to work on is this right here. I might need another like branch or two on this level. And then I think I need to pick this up. I think pretty much everything from here up needs to go just get lifted. Cut down all the branches. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to deforest. I'm trying to forest. Gump. And then what fixed? It's... Oh, the check-ins. I need to find... Like, I keep track of how many times people have checked in. Like, you've checked in 30 times, but I want to get that number and be able to use it for, like, future rewards. If you've checked in 50 times, you can get something for it, 100 times, etc. I don't yet know how to get StreamerBot to find that number. Yeah. I concur. I think that's about the right height for that. And then we just need to keep fattening it just a little bit until it makes sense. Yeah, I think that's getting better. And then what I was doing in order to make these branches was the right here, brown stained glass pane, as well as the oh, I thought I hit all the branches. I guess not. Okay, so we're going to, when I'm done cleaning this up, we're going to make a few more branches. And I guess the decision needs to be made on if we're going to do another tree, another pine tree, if this will be enough variance. I don't need a whole lot of pine trees since I'm not doing like a big pine forest. It's mostly going to be these oaks. A lot of oak trees. Yeah. So we'll, I might need to make another variant in between this size or like another one of these size trees to make it look good. I don't know yet. I don't know how good it's going to look when we get everything out. We'll do a test over here before we move on. But something I was doing, so we can do keep existing. And then where are we feeling we might be a little light? How about over here? And we want to keep the branch not... We still want to keep the basic cone shape. So we're going to keep it here. Try to complete everything. Ah. No, not catenary. Is that too far out? I think that's a bit too far out. So we'll do it like this. All right. We're going to grab our shape. We're going to do, we've been doing spruce leaves, our nice dark leaves. And then all we're really doing is we're kind of making it kind of a bit of an oblong shape. It's pretty flat. And twist it. As such, make sure we keep the existing here so we're not overriding any of our blocks, namely our glass panes in here. That's a weird song. Thaddeus, welcome, welcome. Thanks for checking in. And then I'm kind of okay because, like, for the trees that I see around my house that are like this, you tend to find a lot of this. So I think that's okay. What we'll do is a magic select. Well, actually, what I'm going to do right quick, I'm going to go pop. We'll magic select these two. We're going to noise paint this. You're slow quack. Get some air and some spruce. And we're going to change this to splatter. And that just gets us started. Now we can come in here and kind of clean things up a bit. Like, that's a bit on the flat side. Thanks, bot, telling everybody about our stuff. Do. Milton, how's everyone doing today? How is everyone's Friday? Is everyone excited for it to be for the week to be about done? You guys might have just missed it. We had Ames and Cameron in here as well. Friday's okay. I've been dealing with migraines. Oof, I'm sorry to hear that. My day started with a migraine, but luckily a bit of water fixed that up for me. That's messy, but I feel like that's messy in a believable way. I don't hate that. I like that one a bit more than I like this really, like this one where I used the cone shape and broke it up. Like, the small ones are fine, but I don't hate that. It's kind of the top that I'm hating right now, though. Messy is natural. That's true. Yeah. Every time you look in the mirror, though, I guess that's a vibe. I can understand that vibe. Okay, now what we have to do, clear selection. We're gonna magic select our, before we do that, grab this. You love the tree? Birch leaves make a great contrast. Yeah, well, this one, it's the, they're the spruce leaves against this, but I think it came out really good. I do think it looks like very much like a pine tree. And we're gonna grab all of this real quick so I can just drop that down a block. And we'll lift it back up in a little bit. But now, oh, right, block. Solid. Now we're gonna go through the very tedious portion of why are you not grabbing that candle? There we go. Operations. No, I need to control C. Okay, so I have this here. I could rotate, I can flip. Okay, right now that's a schematic. Is that what a blueprint is? Oh, Control P, save blueprint. There it is. Okay. So, oak, you really need to dive into Axiom? Yes. Yeah, I agree. Oak, bush, 1. I think that's going to be our naming scheme. And then here we can do Northshire. You watch disruptive builds using Axiom, and there's a color palette thing that I want to play with. Oh, yeah. I've played with some of the color palette. Hold on one second. Create tag. Tree. Bush. And what else we want to call this thing? I like tags a lot. I think natural. I think that'll work. All right, grab solid. That grabbed everything. Great. Edit, save blueprint. We're just gonna be doing this. Tree, small, 1. This does not count as a solid, which is weird, but whatever. Control C, Control P. That's number 2. I know it's tedious, but I think it will pay off in the long run. That's going to be annoying trying to get all this grass and the candles, especially for the ones probably where I have all the saplings up in here. That might become very annoying, but that's okay. Consider this a small 3. 1, 2, 3 small. And now we're getting into, I guess this would be a medium and this would be a large. So we'll go ahead and solid. And then what we'll also do is add do a box to kind of just grab everything else in here. That should speed things up along. Oh, because it grabs all that air. Hold on, because if I do Control V, okay, it looks like it pastes, not the air, so that's good. It's smart. Control P, oak, tree, medium one. All right. I don't know why it got so intense. Like we're camping, get it? Intense. Yeah, I hope everyone's Fridays are going well, though. I know, I was saying earlier, my wife ended up having the day off. She has a 3-day. And, so I completely forgot it. Today was Friday. I honestly thought it was Saturday when I started off. Oak, tree, large, 1. What program is that? This is Axiom. This is the program I've been using to build up our whole little thing over here. Because now, with all of this, if I do the stamp... But yeah, Axiom is a... I need to turn down my music just a little bit. Axiom is a really great mod. It's a fantastic, like, creative builder mod. And it's completely taken, like... I never got into world edit, so, like, this is my version thereof. Let's see. Add blueprint. Whoops. I put all of my blueprints in the wrong place. Give me 1 second to fix that. Just a second. Copy that over. Yeah, how are you doing today, Cody? How's your Friday? There we go. Small 1. Okay, so here, hold on, so I don't lose myself. Medium 1. Large 1. Interesting so far. Well, that's good, I hope. And then we're going to go ahead and do our 1, 2, 3. And I guess our bush. And I think it makes sense we up our bush chances a little bit. And then I know if we do a minimum spacing and our base chance. So our base chance will dictate how often a tree is put down. Not in a good way. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me up the radius a bit. What do we think, chat? Like, obviously, we can come in here and clean up a bit. Right now, though, some of it looks a bit hyper-repetitive. I don't know. Some of it doesn't look that bad. It's definitely a lot quicker than me placing all of this by hand. Dino. Welcome, Dino. You got us. I just made the stamp. Well, the first stamp for building a forest, and I'm kind of playing with it, having a toy around. I don't hate it. Obviously, it's on a super flat, so that might be one of the reasons it all looks very repetitive. You were laid off? Oof, I am sorry to hear that. Yeah. I've been there. I've gone through that struggle. I hope you find work soon. I'm sure you will, and I'm sure it'll work out. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my little... Oh, no, I need to know how long I've been streaming. There we go. I didn't know I could do that. On OBS, if I just click my viewer count, it'll just hide that for me, but I can still see how long I've been streaming and things like that. That's good. That's what I needed. Kabam. Easy. Okay. Oh, yeah, so, Dino, I don't think you've been here for a little while. What do you think of the progress of our trees? I got some oak, I got some birch, and I've got some spruce trees. And now I'm kind of figuring out the forest over here. So oak, birch, spruce. With this looking so repetitive, I'm wondering if that's because of height, like a lack of height differences. So if we do a rock tool, using grass, that's too high. Distant horizons. No clue what I said. You're on horrid Wi-Fi. Oh. I was just letting you know, I built trees. We built quite a few trees here. A couple different variants of them. And now I'm testing out the stamp tool. I'm figuring out how this all works. Stamp. Melt. First, let's melt you down into the... Haha, that was wrong. Elevation. Do-do-do-do. Okay, now with a whole bunch of this going on, if I click on the stamp tool, I need more variants of this tree. 480p is too much. You're just gonna stick to 160p. Oh, I'm sorry. I need more variants of tree, don't I? Calvin had mentioned that you really like the key is like don't make too many, but I am seeing this same tree right here over and over again. Over and over. That's all I see. So at the bare minimum, I need more variants of a mid-sized tree. The small ones, I think I'm able to kind of get away with a little bit better, especially since I have all these bushes inside. Yeah, I think that's the fix, because this tree right here is bloody everywhere. And that's not even the big boy tree. Where's my big tree? Actually, you know what? If we do the medium down, let's say like 6. Have 2 or 3 of each size. So 2 small, 3 medium, as they're the most common, and maybe 3 large to take up large spaces. Yeah, because these are the large. These should be the large trees. I do think, honestly, like sometimes this gets real blobby, and like when they touch, I've not hated the few times they're touching it. Like this doesn't look too bad because we broke it up with different blocks. I don't think I'm gonna need to do a lot of cleanup work, which I'm very happy with because that was a big worry. It's just getting this down, getting the grass color right, which we can do. I know we can use a noise painter to get kind of a heat map feel. So I think the noise painter to get like a feel of like where we would maybe have some valleys or something like valleys, clearings and stuff like that. But man, that is strong. That is such a strong and powerful tool. I like that a lot. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is grab our erase tool. That's the highest point. Go ahead and yeet out this because I don't need it anymore for right now. Or maybe just increase the amount of medium ones. Yeah, I think we need a few more medium. I need to make sure my mediums don't all look identical. Oh. You know what would help? I betcha. I did make different variants. Duh. I just haven't tested them yet. Let's go ahead and make these blueprints right quick as well. I haven't made these all into blueprints yet. Oh! You started placing trees all on your own. It's consuming, but makes for better control. I could see that. Yeah. For me, because I'm doing, like, huge biomes, what I'll probably do is stamp tool everything. Like, just do, like, a big pass with the stamp tool. And then when we go and lay out our paths, because we just... Let me think. Okay, so not stamp tool everything. I think the workflow might be layout paths, kind of lay out our big meta areas, and we can even use like the notator to do that. The annotation tool to do exactly that. Let's see. No. How do you annotate? And on the edges, place the trees. Yeah, so anywhere that we would put... Hold on one second. Oh, that. Yeah, of course. That's... I want the painter. But you kind of know what I'm saying. So, like, if we do, like, oh, we're going to put a path here, and we'll have a path T down here or something like that. Can't be way home. Hey, it's better than being completely burnt out like you were a few weeks back. So I would take that as a win, personally. But, yeah, I definitely understand the feeling. Like, we're in the right at the start of Season 3 for World of Warcraft. I'm super excited to get in there and gear up, but I also have to do this.
MilkyVT__ followed your channel.
Milky, thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing today? How's your Friday? You've been building on a Mac. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I know Color does a lot on a Mac as well. How am I? I'm doing great. It's been a great Friday. And Dino, it does sound like this is the plan. We'll do the pass, and then we'll do like big chunks of forest out here. And like all of this will just be the stamp tool. And then in here, we will individually place our stuff. And I think that's probably the play. somewhat related. You might be able to help me out. Thanks for asking. Of course. Props to him. Yeah, color does a lot on a Mac. That man's wild. Dino, you might understand. If I turn on tick speed, I'm going to break my trees. But look at this. You can turn persistence on for leaves, but it doesn't look, but it seems to only work for maybe the paint and the shape tool. And I don't 100% know why my trees keep breaking. I don't remember that working or happening when I was building my, my bonsai tree. Milky, sorry I didn't understand what I'm doing. No, that's quite all right. So I'm in the middle of a very long-term project. I'm building World of Warcraft, but in Minecraft. So this is Northshire Abbey from the human starting zone. We've got the exterior pretty much done. I can't think of anywhere I can improve it, not with my skill level currently. The interior is 90% done. I have to finish this back room, both of these, but the library section's done, and I gotta finish. Here we have a little bit of the stairs to do, not here. A little bit of the stairs to do, and the belfry. And then all through here, we're building trees right now. We're using mostly the Axiom mod. That's probably why it looks really confusing. But I'm building up trees so that we can make a forest out of it. No clue why I had to use command. Ooh, yeah. For me, I've turned off all click or ticks. But you can see right there, I'm using the firefly bushes, but I can't see the fireflies and see how that looks because I can't turn on ticks without destroying my leaves. I will straight up, I will lose all of our progress if I do it, and I don't know why. It says I just saved everything as blueprints. I'm about to save these next 2 rows as blueprints. What I can do is I will turn tick on. We'll see what breaks. I will paste those blueprints, see if those break, and at the bare minimum, we can hopefully, if those don't, like the trees, like the leaves don't degrade, I can keep tick on that way, and we can kind of just test. I'm not sure, but let's see. So I'm gonna grab all of this, and then I have to go to block to grab this and this. We're gonna Control C, Control P. It'll be birch bush 1. And this is also a bush. Save. I gotta make sure I'm saving this in the wrong spot, and I'm not. So how long have I been streaming? Streaming? I want to say about a year consistently. Am I getting close to a year? This project, about 2 weeks. Oak tree. Oh, yep. Birch bush 1. That's my naming schema. Solid. Yeah, thank you. Don't mind Quackbot. Quackbot is where we filter all of our negative energy into. He gets to be the troll, so nobody else has to. Control C, Control P. Get rid of bush. So it'll be birch tree small 1. Your trees asset folder is massive. Okay, maybe I'm gonna have to get to that at some point. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to get there. I haven't yet, but that does make sense. Solid. I do wish it would pick up these. I kind of get why it doesn't, but it won't pick up the entities there. I have to do those as individual blocks. Any stream schedule? Yeah, I have that on my Twitch channel. You'll see the schedule there. It's also in my Discord, and I try to remember to schedule out my YouTube ones for that week. It's really annoying to schedule those, so I can only do a handful at a time. Like, I'll be here until 8 p.m. EST. Let's see. Oh, right. Control P. Birch. Tree. Small 2. Yeah. Yeah. 24/7, 365. Yep. That sounds about right. Oh, give me just 1 second, chat. Let me go ahead and run my ads. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that, chat. Thanks for waiting. It looks like, oh, Dino's got the ads. Well, as those were running, as I was on the phone, I was able to save quite a few of these. You're back? Excellent. Sorry about that. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. And I was able to get the rest of this line done. Now we're just going to start with our spruces. Well, before we do, let's go stamp, 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 stamp. We're going to clear this, add a blueprint. And we're going to do our smalls. Oak tree small, small. And then our birch tree small. You beat me? You're a VIP now? I mean, Quackbot's always my VIP. What do you mean by you're a VIP now? Where? In Ames's place? Grab the oak bush. grab the birch bush. Double VIP. VIP square. I think these two mids are good. Why is my chance on this one 0%? That doesn't even make sense to me. One large. Oak tree large. All right, so with the birches in, I don't have one. Oh, I don't have a VIP. No, I do have that whole new redemption system, though, that uses the gold and whatnot. That ain't it. Okay, what we need to do here is greatly change some of this. So this needs to come down to like way smaller, like a 1.5 and 1.5. Are these two identical? Did I mess that up? 720p works? Hopefully. No, they're a little different, I can see. Wait, medium 1, medium 2. That's the large. I might have messed that up. This needs to be something different. We're going to clear all of that now. Edit. No. We want to do an add blueprint. Yeah, these are identical. I messed that up somehow. See the literal no difference in any of those? I messed that up. Okay, which one did I mess up, though? I need to reselect this one right here. So we're going to do our magic select. We're going to do solid. I'm going to grab this. And how's 720p working, Dino? We're going to do block. We're going to go ahead and grab our little firefly bushes, our bits of grass. For now, it's fine. That's good. As long as I don't do anything super high-end, I guess. Birch, tree, mead, 2. Mead 2, save. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you guys for holding out. Okay. Now, the Stampy tool. Start with the really small bushes. There's our bush. The smaller oak trees. And that's our small oak trees. And then here's our medium one, which is kind of largish. We're not going to have as many birch, but I think the smaller ones are fine. But like these birch are pretty tall, so they stick out a lot. And do large, and we don't have our large oak yet. Okay. So I'm pretty sure. Any shows I'm watching, I have been doing a rewatch of Gurren Lagann because I haven't watched it in years. I still love that show. See what I mean? The birches, I definitely need to really crank down on how often the birch happens. So we're learning this, because that is way too much. So I wish I could just like drag and drop. That one doesn't even have a percentage chance. That's wild. This needs to be like closer to 1%. Where's our large oak tree? You need to be close to 1% as well. I can shift click in the add blueprint thing so it doesn't exit. What do you mean shift click? Oh, you're talking about whenever I'm adding. I see. I figured out what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I'll remember that. Thank you. Good tip. Tree medium 1, small, medium. You need to be way down. Way down and way down. So it's asking that some ideas for me. Only if it's about like builds. I'm not really interested in any ideas and anything for like. What am I trying to say? Graphic design or anything like that? Not really interested. No. Okay, okay. 1% helped a lot. And even just a few of these birch trees did help. I do think we need to get some more oak. And I got to get an oak that's not just split like this. But this is a start. I think the bushes came out really well. Especially with the birch mixed in here. Once we add a few, some very, very... If it's for graphic design, no, I'm not going to listen. Yeah, even just a few birch trees really helped break it up. What happened over here? What's going on? Some of these look like they're almost dead. And actually, that pulls it together real well. 160p. Fair enough. I like how whenever I'm like pasting with the stamp, that's when it starts to break down for you. Yeah, I'm feeling this is a start. You can still see I have too much of the same oak tree, though. I definitely need some more variants of oak. That's fine, which we can do. I've actually been having a really absolute vibe with the oak, or with the tree building in general. So let's grab all these bad boys. One, two, three. Let's see. 31. No, I'm off by 1. Pretty sure I had to expand these all out to 30 just for the sake of... Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's grab this bad boy. We're just going to go ahead and erase all of this. This one's already built up and done and finished. Boop. I keep wanting to say carnivorous, and I know that's not the type of forest. That's how you spell it. Coniferous. Look at that. Big boy words. So have you done this yet, Dino? Have you done like a stage of the life for all the trees? Is that something you've toyed around with already? Boop. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is a good start. I think having these little early stages really helps out, especially with the different colors. I think this is gonna be really good for like building the bottom of our forest, making it look like it's filled in. Obviously, we're gonna do a ton of painting and mask. I'm gonna have to figure out how to learn. I'm gonna have to learn mask eventually to get the firefly bushes and everything. I need 100 rocks. Some rocks would actually be good. But for rocks, I'm just going to use the rock tool. That thing's busted, and I love it. All right, but I definitely need some more oak trees. Oh, before I get too far, there's something I was really hoping you would jump in. You showed me weeks ago, months ago, how to twist a selection, and I can't for the life of me remember. Do you happen to remember what I'm talking about? All right, give me 1 second. We'll do... What is this block called again? Scoria. Select and modify. Okay. I thought that was it. Cuboid. Where's modify? And is it do you have to have it duplicated or anything like that? Flip, snap the ground, no. Freehand lasso, ruler, painter, rock, sculpt, free, no. Oh no, modeling. Modify. That's what it was. Oh my goodness. You're so clever. Okay, I found it. Boop. That did not work out. Modify, twist. Why didn't that twist though? Is it because it's like... Okay, but if I... So I have the selection, modify, twist, but it ain't doing it. So I'm not sure where we're going wrong. Right click. Oh, is that... I just have to right click to activate the modify? No. Ah, there we go. Interesting. What do you think? Do you think there's something here to help with making quick trees? That's an awkward tool to use either way. Also, like, why is the axis so weird? This is super weird. Why are they doing that? The Wi-Fi is killing you? Not a problem. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for reminding me the modify thing. Really appreciate that. But you have a great day, Dino. Hopefully you can get on better internet soon enough. Love the trees. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna work on some more variants of oak today. Now that we know, and I got to save all this as blueprints. Busy, busy, busy. But yeah, I think that's a good. Well, that's cool. I think might be something there we can do. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna save and quit so we can reset our variables in Axiom. Just gonna jump right back in. Clear selection. Okay. Oh, it looks like it saved a lot of it. Ten. Okay, hold on one second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just close out the game, and we'll restart, because I want all of this kind of I want it all saved, or reset. Oh. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I had to jump. I had to message that one bike. Doo-doo-doo. Boop. Okay, let's see. Not that at all. No. That's going to be a 3. This is going to be a 3. And my Y is going to be kind of tall. Grab this. And now I want to see twists. 0, 1, 0. That's where I was messing up the most. And all you do is left click. That's all you got to do. Okay, that didn't do much because it's not like a lot. Oh, you know what I bet I could do, though? Because if we do a line... Use stairs and slabs. Nah. Okay. Anyways, I had some fun with that. Might try it out for like a future tree or something. But we need more variants of medium oak trees. That's what we're about to do. So okay, so we're using we've been using the dark oak palette for our oak trees. I think that's perfectly fine to keep using. We're doing it, and then we're doing the this one, the scoria, for these trees, which I think is great. I think scoria works really, really well for the pine because of the textures for them. I think that's sublime. But this is a oak heavy forest. I want more at about this size. And I want them to look at different, like, they look different. So let's see. Dark oak planks, planks. That is way too big. Okay, probably going to be doing this one by hand at first then. That's okay. Thanks, meatball. What if... Do I have another wall that's around that color? Is scoria pretty much it? Dripstone is is a lot brighter if we wanted to do something like that. And we know the dripstone looks good. Way brighter though. I do catenary, but we pick up the slack a bit. I feel like it gives me a nice natural shape. It really doesn't need to be much. And then what do we think if I do... Oh, what if instead of this we're doing a cylinder? And I want to turn off my offset target point so I can be right up in the center. It's wonderful how quickly just a few slabs can smooth all this out so it doesn't look too thick. And then of course we need to fix the fact that there's just one big block here. Oh, hold on. What if I select all of this? First off, what if I remove all of this? Okay, we're going to select all of this. We're going to do our more YouTube. How you doing? Good? I hope that means that you are doing good. I'm going to modify, and we're going to see... Bloop. That kind of messed it up a little bit. 0, 0, 1. I do a full solid here, but now what we're going to do is we're going to do a subtract. We're going to turn off our up and down. I'm going to subtract that. And now all we have is our tree. Oh. I saw that you redeemed that. I didn't see where it showed up in my stream though. Hold on, let me... What happened there? Why didn't it show up? Oh, well. Not in the screen for sure, but I saw it, so I'm going to drink. Hey, I was thirsty anyways. How'd you know I was so thirsty? How are you doing, More TV? How's your Friday coming along? How has your week been? Let's see. We could just make that a brighter tree. So if I grab all of... Oh, right, because I'm deselecting because I'm a dingus. If we just go ahead and grab all of this right here. Not that. What we're going to do, right quick, what I'm going to do is... Boop. Boop. And we're going to drop that down one. Now I'm just going to do a solid. We're going to grab our up and our down, and we're going to grab our whole tree. Dark oak planks are going to become oak planks. Dark oak stairs are going to become oak stairs. And slabs will become oak slabs. So if I do all that, so now here we are with our oak. I won't need that, and I probably won't need that, and I won't need that. What I'm going to grab is dripstone. So because this is a create mod, you're doing okay? I love to hear it, mate. We have some extra dripstone variants, and let's see, how does this work with the dripstone? This might need to go with spruce. This might be closer to spruce. Let's here's our oak plank, spruce plank, dark oak plank, and our birch plank way down here. It's kind of its own thing. What if we do kind of like what we were doing with the scoria? Because with the scoria, this is what we're making our pine trees out of, because it's kind of its own thing. What if we do that, but with dripstone? Stair, slab, etc. Because then we'd also have, we'd be open to the dripstone walls. Ooh, and I think mud might actually go really well with that. I think for these other trees, we might do this. Wall, wall, wall. I don't know what all we would do with the pointed dripstone. Oop. I've seen pointed dripstone used for like pine trees and the like. It's such a odd block from Minecraft. It really is. Pew. But I think that's something. And then For mud, I don't think any of these would be as nice. We can see. I don't know, that would be a really, 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 really bright tree, though. For sure. That would stick out a lot. Kind of like the birch. I think this would stick out a whole lot. I'm going to sit on this. I think I'm not going to forget that. But do we have anything that's around a dark oak? Not really mangrove. It's a bit too bright. You know what I can do? What we can do is we grab our dark oak here. Or we, there it is. So we here to color picker. Dark oak planks. I didn't do that right. Color picker. So this is one of the tools in Axiom. One of the many, many, many tools in Axiom. Yeah, that would just be a bunch of dark oak stuff. Yeah. Like, none of that's actually all that usable. Guess not. Okay, we're stuck using dark oak planks and stuff. Okay. No reinventing wheel. I do think I might be getting a little too big for me britches, though, because I kind of wanted to keep it to this size. And that might be a bit bigger than this. So let's grab you. I know we're restarting a lot, but I want to make sure to get this right. Oh, I missed it. Keep existing. That must have been where it got erased. Ooh, I had an idea for a tree. Instead of the split being up top, what if we do it down here like this? No, that doesn't look like it'll... That looks like it'll just fall over, so... So actually, I want that to be down to here. Kind of like this, I think. Yeah, almost like a person trying to stand there. Yeah. And then what we do, I still have catenary selected, so let's go for curve. Not a bloody bonsai though, so I want to make sure I don't accidentally do a bonsai. So I think, which is exactly what I just did. Alright, do that. Let's grab this. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. I like that. Okay. Emerald, welcome to stream, buddy. How are you doing today? I'll let you get that out of your system. But like this. Hi, today's not Saturday. Is tomorrow our thing, Emerald? Is that tomorrow? Or is that this weekend that it got pushed off? I'm losing track of my days. You're doing great. I'm happy to hear that. That is indeed tomorrow. Okay. Is it okay that I have no real idea what's going on? I think I'm supposed to stream it. It is okay? Good, because I have no idea what's going on. Nobody does? Okay, so at least I'm not alone in that regard. It does seem to be a surprise. Either recording or streaming. Okay. Whichever preferred. And what time is that again, EST? So I know I can be prepared. 11 EST. Okay. Okay. I gotta fix my YouTube schedule for that. That's fine. You don't happen to have a shared thumbnail, do you? For whatever it is? Nope. Aw. Aw. Doing this with 5 episodes. Okay. Don't go anywhere. We have a logo, and that's about it. Okay, okay. All right, here's where we get into the catenary. Into the canary, because it just gives us that little bit of dip that you sometimes see with branches. Ah. Well, besides prepping for tomorrow, how's your week been? And what are you up to? What brings you to my cozy little corner of the internet? Quite busy. I can definitely relate. I have been keeping myself very busy as well. A lot of cleaning. Yeah. I don't cook very often, so at least I got that going for me. You got ooh, excellent. Excellent, excellent. I love to hear that. Brown glass, path tool. We're gonna do the ones branching off our branches out of glass. This right here has been my new favorite way of making branches in trees. What I can do now is here, and we're going to trigger updates. Bam. Look at that. Looks really cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's been my new favorite way of making trees with the path tool, so I can make quick branches. I am making assets. Yes, I've got... we've got the oak right here. We've got the birch. We've got our spruce. And right now, so we've played around a little bit with our stamp tool. Let me go ahead and... Right here, we have a pre-made, but if I put this out, clear selection. If I paint this out, so we can get a very, very quick forest. However, as you can see, even after tweaking some levels, it's like this tree right here is just everywhere. He's everywhere. These birch trees, while very nice, I need to make some more variants because they kind of stick out. It gets kind of repetitive. You can from up here, I don't think it's too bad, but from down below, especially, you can see how repetitive it gets. So we're making a few extra variants so I can go in and clean all and like what a lot of this is going to be is what's the play? Let me get my brush tool, my painter tool. And pretty much the idea is fairly simple. So let's say I use this for my pass. I'm going to like make a path from the Abbey, and then like it's gonna go over here to some farms. And let's say this is our farmland right here. And then all I need to do is out into here, I can use the painting thing. That doesn't show up at all. Those are so good. No, thank you. But yeah, out here we'll use the paint tool the stamp tool to just quickly get all that forest up out here on the edges where you're not really going to be up on it. And then as we get closer into here, this will be where we like hand place a lot of the forest and trees and build that up. And then, you know, that way when you're walking along, all of this will be a lot more curated because this is going to be where you're realistically exploring. And then it just gets a bit more generated out here. Yeah. And it's still going to be like custom trees and everything. I'm not going to be as persnickety out here and like waste my time with it. Another thing we got to do soon is we got to build up, we have to build mountains. That's going to be probably next week's chore, is starting to build the mountains for the valley, because I can't build anything else until we have the shape of the land. We have this as our main structure, and it's the center of everything. And then we'll start mapping out some of the roads, but then I got to build mountains all around. I got to build one that has a stream feeding down and a river going out. And that way we'll know where we put the stamp, where we're stamping all the trees. We know where all of this is going. And that'll probably start next week. I don't know if Monday, because you got me on the weekend. Maybe Sunday if I can finish enough of these trees. Maybe. That's the current plan. Let's see. And now all I got to do is finish tree. So we're going to do a shape. We're going to grab, we'll start off with spruce. And we're going to lighten everything up as we go from there. Not a cylinder, but a sphere. Yes, I do have new commands. And look at how quickly we're able to get some leaves up by using the metaball tool and sphere. And this is why I build the branches out first, so we can get these big shapes in first. And we can come in here, we're going to destroy this that we know we're definitely not going to use. And the other big key thing is right up in here where it's next to the trunk, leaves don't really grow on trunks. So we're going to destroy that. Replace my missing branch piece here. Now, you can have leaves coming down from the branch. That's not a terrible thing, but they definitely just don't grow on the trunk. And that's a pretty quick way to make your trees not look like base Minecraft is by getting them off these big branches and keeping them centered around your offshoots and the edges. And then what we do is we're going to go a block. We're going to select all of this. We are then going to go ahead and noise painter, spruce, air. And I like to be super aggressive with it. So we're going to do a 75%. And we're going to go ahead, instead of simplex, we can do either white or splatter. I genuinely don't really see much of a difference with the two. Ooh. I find when it comes to leaves, less is more. So like, I'd always be more afraid of overleafing than underleafing a tree. I don't know if other better builders agree with me on that one, but it's just kind of the success that I've found so far. All right, let's go ahead and grab these, and then what we can do is operations, auto shade, and what I have is already have a bright leaves auto shade right here. I'm gonna do it by player position, and I think this time I'm gonna be way up here. And look at that. And all we need to do now is in here at the very bottom of this, we can darken these up. Sure, it's only the ones at the bottom, and anything that's like inside, which we don't have a whole lot on this tree, which is perfect. And then in the birch, a little bit like aren't like buried in. We can bring up some of the color a little bit. Very cool. Honestly, that's about it. Like, that's how quick we were able to do the leaves, and that's why I specifically like pay so much attention to the branches. I think that's really what's helping get these built so quickly and so well. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Worst case, we can also come in and do something like this, break a little bit of these. If we wanted to break it up like and not have it all be, we could do something like this. Just break that corner, bring this like that. Maybe make this one just a trap door, and we can put one right here at the bottom. Oh, no. Actually, I think at the bottom of gates is a bad place for a trap door. Yeah, because it doesn't really set on it. That's more for on the top. So what we can do is this. Just gives a bit more shape here and there. And then we can also go in with a little bit of the glass. We can cheat it. I don't mind. And another thing we can do something like this, especially where the spruce is, we can do that. Oh, I need to turn off the trigger updates, of course. That's not what I wanted to do, but we can get that back. Back. It wasn't you, was it? No, it was. The brightest areas of this, just to kind of pop it. I think this one, because it's just one block, doesn't work as well there. And yeah, that's a bit too bright. What about the jungle? Like that. I think that works out really well. Yeah. Where's another? I can put another one right there. Could break that. I think that works out. Cool. All right, another mini tree. And I like the shape of this one a lot. Back to our path tool. Back to here. Clear our selection. Oh, not my power bill due tomorrow. I love how all of my calendar is just pretty much full of, hey, you owe this person money. Oh, well. Okay, so we have a tree like that. We have a tree that splits at the top. How about a tree that doesn't split at all? Thinking, and my brain hurts because of it. I kind of want to see if I can't do like a smaller but twisty tree. And it might come down to mostly color. Let's see. Let's get a few, I just need a few points first. Okay, so we got our points. I'm going to bring this way down. That's not what I want. Oh, wait. What if I make the rough shape and then I try to wrap it using the path tool? What if we try that? So let's see. If I delete all of that, we get a shape, a cylinder, one that's not that freaking egregious. I think my height's probably going to be at about 11. Oh, ad break soon. You know what? Before I dive deeper into this tree, how about I go ahead and just run my ads right now, and I'm going to go use restroom, walk, stretch, etc., and I will be right back. I'm back, guys. But give me 1 second. I needed to read. I know reading is tough, but Deathless Hardmore Tazavish. Completing a Deathless Tazavish run isn't enough to. All right, I'm back. All right, and we're gonna build trees, and I'm gonna stop using the word "all right" for 2 bloody moments, and I'm also gonna crack my beverage. That was crisp. Bum bum bum, bum 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 bum. I think I've heard that one a lot. That's on that Epic playlist I listened to so much while I was doing. Which run was it? That was Cotter's World. That's what that was. I should probably pick up another mod pack. I should talk to Thaddeus about that. But then again, I'm having a great time with this. Right. So we drop this. We'll grab our path. I remember what we're doing. Grab our path. 2, 3, 4. And if I grab all of this and we do the modify, I mean, I twisted it a little bit more, but not really by much. It might end up having to be a bit of that. Might end up having to be a bit of something else. A bit of spruce. Ah, to sprinkle some spruce in here. The canary. Ba ba ba. And then... Oh! And then, where do we think branches are going to come out of this big boy? Fairly thick trunk. I don't want to do another one of those just yet, because we have a lot that's split like that. Yeah, thin this up is what I'm trying to do right now. Thanks, Botto Quack. Control C to get this in one position. Well, to be perfect with it. That's the good thing with trees. I can kind of just put them out here. Let's deepen our slack a bit on this one. And generally speaking, like where these knots are is going to be like where you would expect to see some more branches. And I want them to go up because that makes sense. Click way out. Jeez, I keep doing that. I don't think I'm ever gonna not do that at some point. I think it also makes sense to have a branch out here. That one we're going to turn into more of a curve because it's a bit stronger, so it won't like bend as much because it's in closer. Oh, I want to move that. Doesn't look like we have a whole lot of open. Not really, no. And then we go ahead and grab our glass. And I think one starting from here, going out here. from here going over to here. One out here. One here. See how this kind of branched? I think it makes a lot of sense. We have another one right here. And what we could actually do is just... I'm going to delete this. And do something like that. And that works out. Oh, I see what's happening. See for this one. Do 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 do. Ba-da ba-da. Put you there. Put you there. So I got a response on land. I think it's a one chance. So they're introducing something new in World of Warcraft. It'll be a challenge for the hard mode dungeon. You get one chance a week at a mythic track piece if you can run the dungeon with 0 deaths, and that's a big if. Yeah, I definitely don't want to pug that ever. I think that would be super toxic to pug. There's just no way that wouldn't be disgusting. All right, shape. Leaf. Sleeper sphere. Put you right there. Bring you up. And let's see what we get when we start playing around. Ooh. Whew. Look at that. That's already so good. Especially once we get in and we really clean that up. I don't think that's already so good. All right, one of our issues right now is that our range is way too high while our width is way too small. So we're going to increase this, and then as we bring down, okay, maybe another way. Instead of doing it straight from the center, maybe come at it from the sides, and then do a much smaller one in the center so we can get a good. As such. All right, do that, and we're going to delete this blob. We will not be using it. Here, ooh, that's way too much. All right. Delete our blob again. Bring you way back down. And we're just going to kind of fill in some spots. Oh, goodness gracious me. Keep existing. I didn't have keep existing on. And I really don't want to erase my branches. I need those in a big, desperate way. Boom, boom. Samurai Owl music, how are you doing? I'd say konnichiwa back, but it feels like a bit of an appropriation for me to do that. Okay, so this is from the center. What if we do it from the center? And I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, no, because I'll end up deleting something I don't want to delete. I don't want to delete those branches because they're harder for me to just pop back into place. Yeah, I mean, just as I'm leafing up one of our latest trees. So it's good timing. The weirdest inflection? Which, from my konnichiwa one or little Axiom? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going pretty well. Me making trees, I'm getting better at it at least. We've made this one right here, which I'm pretty happy with. We're making this bad boy right here. The music, yeah. So we made this. This is a stamp tool with a bunch of our trees in it. So I can get an idea of how this place's forest. They do, in fact, look like... I'm happy. But you can see this is what a forest looks like right now. But... the problem is, a lot of these trees, like, I think these thinner birch ones right here, these smaller ones, don't stick out too bad. These bad boys definitely do. Glappy? Maybe. Maybe. I've been talking a long time, mostly to myself. No, I've been talking a while, though, so I kind of just start blurring words. But look at this forest. It's a really great way to get a forest up quickly. But this tree in particular is way kind of everywhere. And it looks too much like my smaller tree, which makes sense because I created it by cloning it. This medium-sized tree is a sized-up version of this. And it came out just fine, but it's evident. Big ones look really nice. Yeah, I think... yeah, one, we need to be able to fill that out, which we'll work on. I think they work out really well in the forest. I think they're going to work out amazingly in the distance, though. That's the big thing. We've got, like, this spruce tree. I'm really, really happy with how that came out. We're going to make another one of this style. I'm really happy with that. The big Mega Mamma Jam over here came out pretty good. And now we're just making a few other variants for the oak. So we can get a few more in here. And the general idea... I can show you right quick. The general idea right now for the workflow is going to be, we make our path. That's way too big. So like we'll design our path and we're like, okay, here's a path, and then maybe out here, like maybe this is the Abbey that we just built up, right? And we have the path out here goes to the farm, and let's say these leaves are the farmland right here. Well, if we want to put the forest anywhere, we can use the clone brush to just drop big chunks of forest out here in the distance. And we're going to use the clone brush to kind of just do that. And then way up closer, I guess I'll just use this. Way up closer, this is going to be where we probably hand place most of our... I should have used leaves for this. The rest of our forest. So this all looks a lot better. And out here, it'll still look like a custom forest, but I don't have to care as much because... generally, when you're exploring, you're probably going to be closer to here than you would be out there. That's, at least that's the current game plan. So I don't have to spend months and months and months hand placing each and every individual tree, bush, and rock. Because that's just not time efficient. And right now, I'm working with the Metaball tool and our shapes. That should be leaves. To leaf up this tree. I've come to the determination that branches make the tree. If I seen the B-Dubs video where he recreated a drawing in Minecraft, not yet, but I really want to. Metaball is fantastic. I love Metaball so much. But no, I've not seen B-Dubs video. I've kind of fallen out of being able to watch Minecrafters for a little bit. I want to get back into them. I need to be in a mood so I'm not completely burning myself out. But I am nearly done with the current anime I'm watching, so I'll probably pick up some Minecrafters after that so I can do homework. But yeah, because of the Metaball and because of the way I'm designing my trees now, I'm focusing heavily on branches. Is it not Meatball? Hi, Color. It's been so long. But yeah, so using the Meatball tool, it's meta. But I can see where you see Meatball. What anime? I've been watching Gurren Lagann. It's my second time watching it, but I love it so much. It's such a good show. You call it Meatball? You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all. How's Color? How are you doing today, buddy? I saw that you posted a video. I have not been able to watch your video yet, and I feel really bad about it. I feel bad every single time I open up YouTube. But Season 3 for WoW just started, and I have been locked in and super busy this whole week. Your best friend, Momos from BF, loves that show. You know, your best friend could be your boyfriend, too. I don't mind. But yeah, look at that. Look how strong that is. Whenever I just put in just a few branches, it kind of just does all the work. Just finished streaming. But yeah, I definitely want to watch your latest video. So, no spoilers. Just tell me if it's really good or really, really good. I'm sure it's one of those two. Okay, that's making all the leaves grow up a bit. All right, we'll put our first iteration of leaves there. I'm going to delete this. Oh, I could definitely just do it like this. And then shape. You got a new song? That I'm not surprised by. I saw the short that you posted for it. So, yeah, I figured a new song was in the works. Or released. This little series would be an interesting one to try to, like, figure out how to make into videos. I guess it'll mostly just kind of be me showing it off. And because it's all World of Warcraft, I can use a lot of the WoW music. That'd be fun. You're going to head off to bed, but thought you'd say hi. Man, I super appreciate it. You have a great sleep, Color. Let's see. We're going to lower our limit by a lot right now. And I'm going to take just all of these leaves and make these go away. So it's not just one big brick up here. And don't worry, this is going to end up looking a lot nicer here really soon. Shape that. And we're going to really bring this down a lot. Kind of like that. Ah, I don't know what I grabbed onto there. Okay, and the reason I was okay being so aggressive with dropping all of those leaves is we're going to do our magic select. I'm going to grab this back up to the 100,000, whatever I do. Now we're going to do our noise painter. And you see here, I'm very aggressive with the white, or with the air. You come in and paint all this. Grab it again. Noise painter. We're going to go ahead and randomize our seed one more. And I had mentioned it earlier. I would almost always Actually, you know what? I don't like that one. So I think what we'll do right now is we're going to grab our magic select. We're going to change this to subtract, but we're going to click on surface only. So we subtract everything from the surface. Now we're going to go back to our noise painter, and we're going to do this one more time, but only on the inside. Wait, what's happening? Surface. Oh, did I not do the surface in the last one? Hold on. Put that big blob down. Also, I missed here, so let me grab this since we're back to where we were before I painted. Bring this down there. And right now I'm just kind of filling in space where it makes sense that the tree would have some space filled in. I'm not too concerned with it looking too blocky right now. And now what I'm going to do is, well, magic select the whole bloody thing. I'm subtracting from it because I'm a dingus. We're going to magic select everything. Surface only, subtract, click that. Noise painter. Actually, before we do that, let's go back to our magic select. Add, just grab everything. Now noise. Since I know I'm doing the inside now. We definitely want some up on the branches, specifically up on the tops of the branches. We don't need a whole lot on the bottom. And then on the inside, yes. You see how much I hollowed it out on the inside? That's kind of what we want. We want it to be really, really airy. Very airy. I was saying it with this tree, but I would almost be I would be more afraid of over-leafing a tree than under-leafing it. Trees do have a lot of leaves, obviously, but I feel like, especially from Minecraft, they have a lot less than you would think. And if you're very, 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 very used to default Minecraft trees, it might be hard to break away from that. Something we can do is we don't have to have it like this. Kind of just do this and peel away a little at a time. We don't have to get crazy with it. Just kind of help shape it here and there. We can also grab our sculpt draw since we only have our trees grabbed. Actually, is it sculpt that I'm looking for? It might not be sculpt. It's not sculpt I'm looking for. I don't think. No. What is it? Not melt, not stamp, not text. Might be roughen. Like, you can see, like, this is a little too flat, so we're just gonna shave away. And anything here by the trunk needs to go. Most trees don't actually have a whole lot of leaves right up on their trunk. Like, obviously, near the branches, we need a few leaves. But leaves, the way the tree works, obviously, is... I keep saying the word obviously. But the way the tree works is it needs sunlight to hit the leaves. So it's not going to have just a metric ton of leaves in a place where sunlight can't reach. Like, they'd be useless. So they die and get dropped off. I need more leaves right here. Oh. Guess you didn't do it because I had a selection. That's okay. Oh, another thing I do have to do, we're going to do ahead and grab a solid. We're going to grab all of this, operations, and trigger updates. So I can get all our, there it is. Now all our branches are actually connected. I think the glass being used as lighter branches actually works out really well. I think I have a lot of flat shapes in this though still, and we need to fix that before we start coloring. Minimize, click, boom. Look at that. You can get these really interesting like pockets of air in there that way. I do feel feels natural without having to spend time like tweaking each and every single leaf, which can get monotonous when you're doing a lot of trees. Are we happy with this little pocket of air? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not as happy. So let's go ahead. Well, all we need to do is we're going to grab this guy, bring this up, and instead of doing a full solid one, let's see, where do I want you? I want you right there. Instead of solid, we're going to go ahead and make this one, where are you? Oh, we were already making hollow? Because of the meta wall? Oop. Okay, so let's bring this back a little bit. We're going to go back to our magic select, subtract, surface only, subtract, noise painter. Randomize that. Right. Add. Randomize, and just gonna kind of paint here and there. Some different places. Is there anywhere that looks a little too incredibly flat? I think bottle quacks. Yeah, it's a bit too thick. Anything too close to the trunk? I don't think so. I think we've got a good thing going. Okay. Clear selection, magic select, all of this. We have the ad, we have everything. That one. And then I'm going to look straight up. We're going to come way back. We're going to do operations. Auto shade and auto shade. Let's look how it looks. How do you look? Look how bright that got. Not bad. Not bad. Now, one big issue though is like this should obviously be super dark down here. Why isn't it? This is the dark area. So there's like none of the dark shades. You see it in here? Interesting. So all we're going to do though, it's fine. We're just going to go ahead and replace. Ooh, you know what we could do to make this a little faster? Because we still have the selection here. No, I don't think we can do that. Not without like knowing mask and stuff. That's okay. That's okay. We can just come in here. We're going to color this. Birch leaves right on the outside where it's not going to be quite as dark, but still dark. And start bleeding this into where the spruce is. You can see we're down here on the bottom ones. We're definitely going to keep spruce. And this is how we get some lighting. Might need to do this with our other trees because if I remember correctly, when I put the stamp in, it did kind of throw off the lighting. Let's check that out right quick. Should I do the lighting? Because right now this is pretty much a noon sun, which keeps the top looking a lot brighter than the bottom, and you have like this kind of almost a gradient going up for both of these two. But for these two, it's pretty much from here, from this direction, as opposed to straight up and down. Well, you know what? I don't think most people are going to notice. But that's 2 more trees we can add. I'm forgetting how buttons work. I'm very happy with our progress so far. First point. Second point. Drop that down. Oop. So, box select. I can get rid of you. And grab you. Actually, you know what we can do? Grab this. Grab here. All the way up. That's the whole point of this thing. Control C, Control P, and oak tree. I only have the one medium locked in on this. So we'll do oak, tree, mead 2, tree, natural, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Tree, nope, tree, natural, oak, tree, mead 2, save, and we're going to save that. Now we're going to do our box select again. All the way up. Is everything within the box select on this one? No, you have that guy right there. Yep, all of this. That needs to go up one. Cool. All right. Control C, Control P. Oak, tree, mead 3. Save. Save. Okay, now what I want to do is out here. Stamp. We're going to add a blueprint. Oak, tree, mead. And there they are. Now, how does that look? I feel like that's still so frequent. All the birds needs to be at a 0.3. It is predominantly an oak forest, but like, and then this should probably be a 0.01, honestly. Same for this. Those should be pretty rare. Alright, so one thing we got to be careful of is it is kind of in a gritty like pattern. That might be because of the way I built all the leaves are in a grid pattern. I'm not sure about that. But, oh, that just adding those two did help a lot. Obviously, like these are leaves made by me, so, or leaves, these are trees made by me, so it does look like it. It's still pretty repetitive. Oh. I think one of the things that'll help is also getting some elevations mixed in. That'll kind of help. Getting a lot more of these bushes in will help. I don't mind having a tighter forest. I do like how close a lot of these trees get. Like, look at this, but they're not actually touching. That actually makes it look real natural. Like, see? Real natural. It's pretty good. I like the density. This feels good to me. We just need to keep working to help break up the monotony of it. Especially these bigger trees. And probably get a lot more of these smaller ones in. Whoops. Oh. Oh. My back is tight sitting in this chair. It might also be where I do a stamp like this and then I do something where I do the 2 bushes, bring it way down. And then I come in and we'll do this. Min spacing. I do these tighter clumps of bushes, something like that. We do the same with some rocks and just kind of get things. Roo, 1 RP. Everything's going pretty good. We're kind of just toying around with the stamp tool right quick. See the best ways to get a forest growing. This is what we have so far. What if instead of these 2, what if we do our small trees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put you at 100% though. You start kind of getting clumps in here. Min spacing. Base chance we'll probably want to bring down to way down. So we don't always have them in the same spot. That's way too bloody big of a cube. But yeah, how is your Friday? How's your week been going? I know this is all completely flat, but I think getting these... Just got back from vacation. Dude, that sounds awesome. I hope you had a fun one. I hope it was super relaxing and everything you needed from it. Yeah, I think something like this starts to work. We might just need to keep adding more variants. And tweaking percentages. We didn't get any of our big ones. All right, so we have all these 2 placed. Undo to that point. I know what I'm doing. Undo. Thanks, ads. All right. Trees gone. Trees are gone. Forest is gone for now. Ah, I don't want to die. And our map's reset. Okay. I tried to do a twisty tree, and I don't know if it came out. I don't hate this, but that color's really bright when we put it in with the rest of the forest. It's okay. All right, no metaball, no hollow. No sphere either. You're going to be a tube. No, not a tube. Cylinder. Trees have really improved. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're making progress with each one. So you can see like how we started. once we got to this big one, I started getting into a better flow with the leaves and the branches. And you can see over here, I think these have come out pretty well, because I'm still trying to ride the line between looking really good and being a little too technical. The detail's crazy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like in this one, I put a few. Right here, you can see we forced down some saplings. I think that came out pretty good. For some of these, like the birch over there, you can see we use firefly bushes to kind of just give a spark of color right there. I'm still pretty happy with this bad boy. That one I did mostly freehand. And of course, these were just kind of cones. Those four were real fast. This one was all freehand. Well, not freehand, but was all like, I didn't have a reference or anything. I just know what a pine tree looks like. And now we're just making a few more variants of oak, because for Elwyn Forest, most of it is like big oak trees that you'd be running around. Let's see. If I do 9, how about we just do an 11 tall cylinder. Do a magic select. We're gonna magic select this. We're gonna go to a modified tool and twist and shout and all of that. Nope, I messed that up. Modify. You gotta left click. I kinda hate that. I think it's a little different. Merge, unlock rotation. Right now, like, what we're trying to do is... Oh, I'm in ads. I'm sorry about that. I'm just kind of having to play with shapes. I think that's just too big. Boop. I'm going to be right back as soon as the ads are done. back. I didn't mean to whisper. This ain't an ASMR stream, at least not that kind. All right. What am I missing? Gotta check one quick message thing. That's good, solid, square, and kosher. All right. Want to play some hardcore? Unfortunately, no, and it's not that like I don't like playing hardcore. Actually, I haven't played a whole lot of that. It's season 3 for World of Warcraft has started, so my evenings are kind of locked in on that. It's my first time being able to really push the season and take it seriously, which is kind of a big goal of mine right now. But I do appreciate the offer for sure. I would say, like, you could always join my Discord to try to see if people want to play. I don't have a lot of players in there, though. But, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot of hardcore people. Actually, if you do join my Discord, I can send you the channel of a couple of people who are currently playing hardcore, if that interests you. I at least do that after stream. I don't want this to be too big. This is very big. This is too big. How's the new season? It's really good. I've we're still in like the first week of it, so not everything's unlocked, but I'm looking forward to it. It has the potential to be a very, very, very good season. Oh, 2 stairs there. Stairs and slabs. And okay. Clear that. M for the magic tool. Alright, what other kind of tree shape? We have a twisty, we have kind of just a basic one. You are my Discord. Okay, okay. Yeah, right after stream, I'll try to remember to send you some channels. You might have already seen. No, you're on YouTube, but yeah, I'll try to remember to send you some channels that are actively playing hardcore right now. Since my focus so far, like, as far as Minecraft goes, a big part of my focus is the creative building, and then when I'm done with like a day of this, my brain is completely mush. Building is a task? Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're at it like me, which I don't have a, let's do that. I'm gonna kind of do like a more pronounced version of what we did over there. Now, Let's see. Okay, so I'm not hating this. What's this gonna look like? Issue right now is I'm not running on any like reference images. I don't really even have a clear idea. I'm just kind of throwing shapes together until like something works. Because I want something about this size, but if I make it too complex and too unique, it's gonna end up looking very, very samey in the rest of the build. Thanks, Botto Quacks. Now that I have this shape, what if I do the modify? Okay. Might have to just kind of do something freehand and see what happens, I guess. Because otherwise, I'm going to hurt my head trying to come up with something. Yeah, I've actually had really good success with the path tool, especially using the stairs and slabs method. So what if we continue that, or we do something like this? That might be a bit too tall, but I think something like that. Something like that. Actually, put you there and then up here. I don't hate how this is coming out at all. I think that's actually working out. Look at that. That there. Now it's trying to look at the tree. I think so. Yeah, this worked out a little bit of that, a lot better than I thought it would. Bring you up. You there, put you there, because I'm going to put one out here. Just kind of fatten that a little bit. Who are some YouTubers as far as content style I take inspiration from? I think that would be Calvin MC by far. Because he does a lot of creative building with Axiom. And then from that, it's a lot of people. Like, I should still have a section in my on my channel dedicated to the Artisan Collective. And all of them. They're all good friends. They all have great builds. I'm not playing on that server anymore. It was nothing like, there was no drama or anything like that. I wanted to focus more on creative building. This is why I started up this series. This is kind of like what captured me shortly after starting my little journey. Like that. Putting that there, and then this here is interesting. Okay, now what we do is we grab our fence post. Instead of this, we're going to do the catenary. Yeah, I've really liked doing these fence posts for the branches like this, and then what we'll do is we're gonna get the glass for the even smaller branches. We'll come in, we'll clean up a bit of it. Grab the glass. All we gotta do is break some of this. Let's see, for this branch. One, we can break a few of these. I think for here. We can do one out here. Potentially even one here. You don't have to go out very far. This will all get filled in with leaves and whatnot. Click on that. Bring one out here. Oh, and we can do this as just a straight line. There we go. And there we go. And we kind of have this open spot here, but I think that's okay. One thing I am going to need to do, there is no getting around it. So we're going to do a solid. We're going to grab all of this, duplicate. The thing about building is something always goes wrong. Oh, yeah. But that's what I've been enjoying about the trees so far, is that I really don't have to worry about it. If it goes wrong, it looks fine. Like, trees are really hard to kind of just get completely wrong. Oh, I forgot this little bit right here, I guess. I think that one's fine as is, though. Now what we can do is we're going to do this. We're going to do an operation, and it's going to be trigger updates. Boom. Now we have all of our fences in. I'm going to see where we might not need everything connected. Let me just delete that one. Maybe some things we want connected. Whoops. So I'm going to click on that. When we get to this side, click on that. Do all that. Maybe I do want you connected. Kabam. Now, what we do is we're going to grab our shape again. This time, it's going to be the super sphere. Bring you up here. We're going to make sure you're a leaf. Okay, now we're gonna click on Metaball. And with this roughly in the middle, we're just gonna increase the Metaball range.
You're going to leave? It's going really good so far? Not a problem. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. You have a great day. Have a great weekend. Ooh, I kind of like that a bit of a lean. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to get you right off of this log, right off the stump. All right, that's pretty off. Pretty off right there. Oh, okay, so I did like that, but that's a little bit too much. Let's bring you way down. Bring you way down too. All right, grab block, grab all of this, noise painter. So actually, before we do that, let's do our magic select again. Subtract, surface, bam. Now let's grab our noise painter. Randomize seed again. Let's do it one more time. Magic select again. We want to add all of it and noise painter. This one's not coming out as well as the other one did.
grab our spruce leaves again. And we're going to put leaves right back on top of our branches where they belong. We're going to fill this one a little bit more. Leaf on the branch. All right. Now, if I do an Operation Hollow, what does that do? Not a whole lot of much of anything. Okay, what if I re-grab this Operation Hollow? Like you would expect these leaves to be gone, and they're not. So I guess it might not just work for these, maybe? Oh well. Okay, so right now it's looking a bit jank. I think we have a way to fix it though. I think I have an idea, which is to expand some of these branches up to the upper parts. Because I like the size, I like the general shape of this. Like the meta shape, but it does look empty. So what if we go back here, we go back to here. Let's say right here. Down to here. We're going to turn off to keep existing and just do that. And we're going to make some more branches here. And help kind of strengthen what's happening. You. just way too far. Am I crazy? No. Let's bring you to right there. Now we're gonna do a solid select. We're gonna grab this. And we're gonna trigger our updates. Now, also what we're gonna do is, I know it's crazy, but we're gonna grab all of this and change it to air. Now we have a few more branches touching the top of what we like. I think what we might do is retry this super sphere, solid, all of this nonsense. Leaves. And actually, before we do this, how about I do this out of this, and we'll see if our hollow actually works out too. Yeah. I think that's a play. Put that there. Put that there. No, I fixed it. Okay. Thanks, Bottle Quack. Block, grab you. Oh. Subtract surface, subtract the surface, bring back our noise painter. Go ahead and randomize our seed, get a new seed. Now, go ahead and grab our ad and our everything. Operation Hollow. Oop. I'm going to take all of this and turn it into spruce leaves. See, it's not that bad off of, I'm not seeing any huge blocks of nonsense. The sticks are sticking out, or the branches are sticking out, but that's good. That's fine. That's natural. Okay, well now, what if we magic select this, bring ourselves way up here. We're gonna do an operations, auto shade. Auto shade. How's it look? Looks like an oak tree. I can't say I'm terribly displeased with how this one came out. It's denser than the other ones I've had for sure, but I'm not upset. So let's go ahead and we'll take this here up to here. Oh, excuse me, chat. Didn't mean to hiccup. I have the hiccups now. I don't know why. All right, got that. Grab that bit. Grab that bit. Ba, 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 ba. Perfection. Move it over here. Make my OCD brain happy. This, drop you down a block because I can, and yeah, I think that's one that'll blend really well kind of everywhere. Oh, path tool for the trunk is goated. Goated. Oh man. Threw up 3 new trees. I'm getting a lot faster at making these. I won't say they're perfect. Like, there's plenty of places where we could make improvements. Like if I spent a lot more time, these would all be a lot more artistic as well. And you know, we'll probably make trees like that in the nearest future. But for being able to just like get something where we can get a forest up, I don't think this is bad. Let me think. I build more again. Well, no, I guess I won't be building tomorrow. I'm going to be doing whatever crazy game Emerald has at 11. I got to make sure to change that schedule on my YouTube. But other than that, oh, good progress today. Very good progress. I'm happy with that I got these branches. I think I have to be a little less afraid because like that, it's a tree. Trees are mostly branches. So I have to be less afraid of letting my branches kind of get up there and get out. Like here, I like this a lot. Yeah, I really think this came out. This one I like a whole lot. This looks like a good tree. This one is great. This one looks like a good tree. Yeah, and I'm getting better at getting little tricks to whip things up. Might have to use that path tool to connect this one here a bit better before we start pasting it in places. Get it more rooted into the earth. We're not going to do too many of this size, maybe. I'm not sure. But this is one that I think is fairly repeatable. I think we mixed in over here with this one and with the one over there. We're going to start getting... We're going to get there. Yeah. Big thing is I don't... It is a little weird that with a stamp tool, I have to have like all of it. It almost looks like. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to like play around with that and see if that's true or not. Because There's a lot, and I'm about to add even more trees. That'd be a whole lot. And I don't want to overload the stamp tool. I don't know if there's like a limit to it or not. But at the same time, when I do stamp something down, it stamps it down, and then that's it. If I try to stamp over it, it's not going to remember that I put blocks there. It'll stamp right on top. I'm pretty sure. So like, if I stamp the clear selection, if I stamp here, and then I do it again and again and again, you see how crazy that got. And obviously we don't want that. This though, nice, quick little woods. Gonna need to make sure I add in a ton of stuff on the ground to dirty it up. We're gonna have to get something that'll probably end up being mask. It would be the best thing for that, for grass and things of that nature. Or we can, one, make different looking grass depending on where it is. We can add in, we can also use masks to put in grass, leaf litter, all sorts of fun things. Moss. We'll have to get a palette together for how we want our grass to look, and so that we can get everything painted out as well. It won't all just be grass, the grass blocks. It won't all just be a like one or two types of trees. I want it to feel good to walk around without it feeling too repetitive. But yeah, if it sounds like I'm wrapping up, it's because I've been talking a long time. And this took a lot. I think I am going to go ahead and call it for a bit. And then I'll see everyone tomorrow at, I guess, 11 for whatever it is I'm doing. As always, thanks for hanging out as long as you did. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.